Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through AmexTravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
Chicago to your speakers.
The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, you disagree with, you like or you dislike, or even if you just want to go ahead and drop a quick take, leave us a quick take. 219-413-9405. And of course, we'll play your take back on our voicemail line next episode. And then shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code TheRunPodcast. Now, this code can only be applied for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but the basketball season is still going pretty strong right now. So go ahead, buy yourself some tickets and save yourself $20 by creating that account and using that promo code. Anyway, look, man, so I want to go back in time. Look, it's Friday. It's a good day today, man. We're just vibing. Usually, if you tune in and you want to hear me do all the screaming and stuff and, all the yelling and the getting hype and stuff, this might not be the episode, but then again, I say that and you know how it may end up going. I end up getting hype about it. I just can't help it sometimes. But I want to go back in time just for a sec because I proposed a question. I thought about this. Like, are super teams no longer a thing? Is super teams in the NBA like dead? Is that over with? Like, because at one point that was the blueprint to winning championships, or the thing that people thought was the blueprint at one point is let's build a super team. I mean, you had the Nets, KD, Kyrie Irving, Harden, Suns right now with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, they stink. OKC had Melo, Westbrook, Paul George, Clippers, Kawhi, Harden, Paul George, and Westbrook all at one point. Lakers, LeBron, Westbrook, Anthony Davis. Like, you had a lot of teams with super teams stacked, and they had ambition of winning a championship, and they had these aspirations of winning a championship, but that just wasn't the case. So I'm wondering now, like, because we've seen the rise and fall of super teams, and I could go back even further because there was teams that did it before LeBron went to Miami in the first place. So he wasn't really the first one. I mean, they did it in Houston when you had Akeem, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith. Like, it was a Clyde Drexler. They had so many times where in history you would see these super teams. Go to any Celtics team that won a championship and you will see, like, okay, super teams became kind of a thing. But like, now that teams aren't really trying to aim for super teams as they're building these championship type of teams, it makes you wonder if super teams is dead. Because I personally, if super teams are dead, I love this for basketball. It's about damn time. And I think this is going to be kind of the trend that we start moving toward, is like, okay, I don't need a super team to win. I just need a star with some good players on it, because now at this point, you got a lot of young guys in the league who don't even want to form a super team. They still got that ambition. They still got that hope that they can win with the team that they were drafted to and that the team that they play with. Like, a lot of young guys want to be the man in their city. They want to be the star of their town. And I think a big reason of that is because they haven't really lost as much. And they haven't got tired of losing time and time again. They haven't lost to the same team over and over again to be like, you know what, I'm done with this losing stuff. Hey, let's go team up somewhere. Let's go team up over here. Let's go team up over there. Like, I mean, I feel like at some point we'll get back to it. But because LeBron he was like one of the first ones to start it again in that era. And then you had a lot of teams follow suit. But then again, like it became downhill, became a trend where it seemed like it wasn't really working. You started to realize, okay, bringing in all these big names take up a lot of cap space. I got to pay each and every one of these guys, or it's a lot of drama. You're going to get a lot of attention, positive and negative. And then now you're looking at the coach sideways if you aren't winning games. So it was clear to me, like, okay, some of these super teams wasn't going to work. But the main thing and the main reason I say some of these super teams didn't work is because it was missing a key ingredient. It was missing LeBron. I hate to be that way. I really do. I really don't want to even go down that path. But let's be real, bro. A lot of super teams is missing the LeBron, the guy that does every single thing on the floor, the guy that can play defense, can distribute, can score, can pass, like all of that. The way teams are constructed now, you try and bring in 3 random guys and they all like to score. Nobody plays defense. That's not going to win you a championship. I don't care how many all-star appearances they have together. Either way, it ain't going to win you no championship. So I think that's one of the issues. Another thing that probably helped in this era is that teams were not winning enough. Ever since that Warriors run with Kevin Durant on there and then he left and went somewhere else, it was more blueprints that was presented to us that, this is how you can actually win a championship, or you can go back to the finals by having a team orchestrated this way. Now we see that. We see a lot of teams trying to bring shooters in and just try different methods of succeeding and bringing in just solid players to actually win the game. Like if you look at the Celtics, they're the most recent team to win a championship. A lot of teams are kind of following that suit of okay, obviously we got, some good players on here, but we need a bench. A bench piece is probably going to be the most important thing. You look at Derek White and seeing what he's doing. Sometimes Al Horford comes off the bench and sometimes Porzingis might come off the bench. Like they have a lot of depth on that team. And that's ultimately one of the things that's really helped them in terms of winning championships. So now you see a lot of teams trying to add depth on their bench and trying to add a lot of players where they can play different styles. So, it's wild that the super team thing died off like that. And I'm glad it did. I think it's good. I know viewership is down in the NBA, of course, but having stars on different teams is entertaining because you ain't got to worry about just 4 solid teams with stardom playing all throughout the 82 games. Like, you can cut on the Pacers and the Pistons game. You like, okay, Cade Cunningham, Siakam, Therese Halliburton, all of them is going to be playing. Like, it spreads out the love. You don't have only one calendar date circled on your calendar all NBA season because you like, this is the only time this good team comes to town. Like, no. So I love that teams are spreading out the stardom, if you will, and then all the young guys are staying where they want to. And try and really be ambitious in terms of, making something happen. So I think that's great for the league right now. It is weird, though, that super teams just disappeared out of nowhere. Like, we're kind of seeing a failure of super teams if you really look at it. Not many teams is succeeding with a super team. Suns is the latest and greatest example of that. Nets was a tragedy. Clippers was a tragedy. Like, yeah, it's not looking good right now. Who else got a super team? It don't matter because they ain't winning. All right, look, we got some news coming up in just a sec, man, and then we'll jump back into it. I got to tell you who one of the best point guards in this league is, but, again, super chill episode. Got some news. Again, go ahead, leave us a quick take. If you want to jump in on a super team conversation, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. 219-413-9405. Let me know what you think about the super teams. Is it something that can still work? Is people just putting together the wrong pieces when they try and build the super team? Is it just like, let me get any type of 3 all-stars and maybe we win? Was people more strategic about it back then or what? I don't know. But anyway, you tell me. 219-413-9405. Leave a quick take. And of course, we'll play your take back on our next episode and give it some context as well. But we got some news for the run coming up in just a sec. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It's halftime.